so much fun. And initially I thought that they weren't that fun. Like they just seemed like they were like moping around.
Which states are the men in?
Women, y'all gotta stop putting all the good men in the categories with the bad men, because not every man cheats.
This is my biggest unpopular opinion. The prettiest girls don't get guys.
He found my Instagram and my TikTok, and when he said he found my TikTok, I just knew by his facial expression that he had seen the TikTok about the guy I had met at the flea market after our first date.
Guys do not approach you at the bar not because you're not pretty, but it's because of this. I've been going to the bars every weekend with my friends, maybe for the past couple months, and I love it. I love socializing, and I'm single. And my friend and I were talking at the bar the other weekend, and we were talking about how we've never been approached by a single guy before. Like, maybe ever, which is just insane to think about. Like, I can name a couple occurrences where they have, but it was like people from Europe, and they're like a different breed of people, okay? So I feel like the culture in America is way different. Guys do not want to approach you, but it's really because they're scared of you. And then us women over here who are single are thinking like, we look amazing, we did our makeup, we chose the perfect outfit. Why aren't all these guys coming up to us? Even if we're not into them, why don't they just come up just to like make us feel good about ourselves? Okay. Now I want you to think of the perspective of a guy. I'll never know what's in a man's head, but I have a pretty good idea from like my guy friends and going out a lot. Guys are intimidated by you, okay? They don't all have that courage or charisma or just bravery to go up to you like you have to somebody else. And on top of just being intimidated by going up to a stranger in general, you're probably
You know, I can tell they don't realize. They don't realize you get dressed, you put on all of that fake up, and you feel like you're a 10. You hear what I just said? You feel like you're a 10. So you go out and act like it, and you use guys for currency. Men will no longer be used for currency. That's it.
surrounded by a big group of friends, and even worse if you're surrounded by your guy friends, because they're going to assume that you're dating one of them, and no one wants to go up to a girl who's surrounded by a bunch of guys, okay? It's just a cock block. So now you're probably thinking, okay, we have this information, but what do we do with it? First off, I don't really think bars are the best place to really find a relationship. It's great to meet people, have fun, really get to know other people, but if you're putting all your eggs in one basket and really putting so much pressure on finding a guy that will take you seriously, it's going to be very hard. The other thing is that we always make fun of dating apps a lot, but I think the percentage is something like 60% of people now meet their significant other on the internet, because people don't go up to other people anymore because they know they can meet you on a dating app. It's so much easier. This past Saturday, I literally went up to a group of guys and was like, do you want to play cards? I wasn't attracted to any of them, but I'm so happy I did it because I made a new group of friends and it was so much fun. And initially I thought that they weren't that fun. Like they just seemed like they were like moping around. They all had RBFs, like whatever. And I went up to them and they ended up being the funniest group of guys ever. And I'm sure a lot of guys think of you that way too. You might have like an RBF or just you don't seem approachable, but little do they know how you really are. So the takeaway from this video is that guys not coming up to you out in public says nothing about you. You can literally be like Gigi Hadid and a guy's still not going to come up to you. Guys are intimidated and it takes so much courage to go up to a girl. And a lot of guys are cheap and just don't want to buy you a drink, and they're scared of getting used for a drink, which kind of sucks, but I understand. So do not weigh your worth and whether or not people come up to you, because you are probably way more stunning and people are probably way more attracted to you than you think they are.
Yeah, guys will just look. You know, it's wild because I think about how many ladies say, guys just look at me and don't approach, and they just keep looking. Yes, they're looking at you because they want to talk to you. I say this: you see a guy looking at you, approach. Like you just approached a group of guys and you got a good response. I was shocked you said that. I was shocked you did it. It could have been liquor courage. I don't know. But that's the attitude you have to have. Why? If you're not initiating, you're not going to meet anybody. As she said, she initiated the conversation and met a group of guys. What happened? You broke down the barriers. You initiated. Ladies nowadays have to initiate. Women have to realize this isn't good enough. That's not real anyway. It's an illusion. Think about that. Think about how guys look at you. All of this is an illusion. That dress you're wearing is an illusion. You put things, a lot of you do this. You put things in your skirt, or you wear that skirt that makes your butt look big. Your butt is not really that big. Or you may put something, some lip filler, so many things you do, but guys aren't going for it.
So I'm leaving Target and I just had this thought like, wow, it's just so many beautiful, educated black women in Atlanta. Like, what the heck am I doing here? Like, the pickings are too wide. It's not enough men out here. Like, no wonder why I'm single, because there's literally so many women. They could have a different, these men or women, whatever you like. I like men. So these men could literally have a different bed, a different nice woman every day, like a good girl. Like, which states are the men in? Where y'all at? Where? Black men, brown men, white men, blue men.
Everywhere. Like, men are everywhere. And a lot of women, if you want it your way, initiation, right? But you said it. You can't compete in Atlanta. You are right. The women there are drop dead gorgeous. A lot of dimes running around. And they're single too. So think about it. Look at yourself in the mirror. And then imagine yourself adding 5 more points onto yourself. And you probably still won't find a man. Yes. Add 4 more points on, 5 more points on, you still can't find a man. Why? Because then now your head is in the sky. You're thinking you're the best looking, and what are you doing to men? This is what y'all do, and this is what you want to do to men. You want to have such a surplus of men coming up to you, so you can. Those days are over.
Women, y'all gotta stop putting all the good men in the categories with the bad men, because not every man cheats. And a lot of women consider it so much that they believe in themselves. They getting on here saying, oh, you tripping if you think you're gonna find a man that's faithful. Or every man is a cheater. It's a part of a man's nature. No, when I get in a relationship with my man, I know my man ain't gonna be no cheater. And don't tell me, oh, you don't know how he gonna be. Every man's a cheater. All men cheat. I know you lying. When I find my husband and I find my man gonna be faithful to the women. You know, every man don't cheat. Every man that you're running into cheats. Everywhere that you're looking at is at a bunch of cheaters. Maybe you need to look elsewhere, but I know that when I find my man, he gonna say no to all you broads, and y'all gonna want him even more than ever. But y'all not gonna be able to have him.
I love her confidence, but I gotta say this: if she is searching how the other ladies are searching, she's gonna bump into the same guy. Why? All of them want the same guy. How much money he has to make? Oh, 6 figures. How tall does he have to be? Oh, 6 feet. Men know this already. The men that are tall and have money are excited. Not to say there's not some guys that are shorter or short kings with confidence. I'm a short king with confidence. But still, men know they're 6 feet though. They got the pick of the litter. They do. So if you want that kind of man, you're gonna get the same. You're gonna have the same pickings as the rest of the ladies. I'm not trying to burst your bubble. I'm not trying to say you can't make it happen. But if that's what you're looking for, talk to her or somebody.
Here's my biggest unpopular opinion. The prettiest girls don't get guys. Let me explain. Have you ever wondered why the prettiest girls are always single? I think for women, there are different degrees of pretty. There's like cute pretty, and then there's drop dead gorgeous, pretty, like Nicole Scherzinger, if you're in the drop dead gorgeous category, chances are you're really intimidating to guys. They either think you must already have a boyfriend or that you wouldn't even look in their direction, and because they fear rejection, they wouldn't dare come and speak to you. Guys love to flirt with women any chance they can get, but only with women that they think that they can easily get. Don't get me wrong, really pretty girls do get approached by guys sometimes, but typically it's guys that are way below their league and like really ugly guys, because those guys don't have an ego. They don't really fear rejection because they get rejected all the time. If you feel like guys never approach you, but you notice that they're always staring, you're way prettier than you think. Yeah, if you're a really pretty girl and you're wondering if you're ugly because you never get approached by guys, just know that it's because they're probably scared of you.
Man, it is. It is. They are. But what are you going to do about it, though? Seriously. What are you going to do about it? I mean, there should be, and there are some. You ladies just don't pay attention to them. There are female dating coaches out there, not how to do it how men do. Teach you how to initiate how a woman would. And the wild thing, that girl that was in the front of the front of the video for this entire video, she could be one. She doesn't realize it though. She's leaving a whole lot of money on the table, right? Why? Because all you have to do is initiate with friendly conversation. That's it. Open up for a guy and lead it out. Lead it out in a playful way, in a friendly way, and then kind of flirt too. All right? Like I don't want to be just your friend, but don't be too pushy. You're not a man. You know, girls gotta work it out. And you need to learn from a lady who does it already and is good at it to make it work. Not me, I'm not a woman.
Getting so bold. God, if this is a batch you have on earth of men, keep them far away from me because I don't want it. I don't want no parts of it. Let me tell y'all how this man tried to like swindle his way into some apartment with me. So I met this guy last Monday on my day off, and you know, he stopped me in my neighborhood. Oh, you're pretty, let me get your number, whatever. So I gave him my number, and then later on that day, we was on the phone when I got off work, you know, just getting a little acquainted with each other, like, who are you, like, how old are you, da-da-da. Y'all already know. So later on in the middle of the week, I had to, I closed my store, and I usually get home really, really late, like a little after, like, 11 o'clock. But, like, I walk from the train station to my apartment. I do it all the time. It's just one long ass block. It's not like I'm walking like 40 million miles. But he was like, oh, like, let me pick you up from the train station. It's late. I don't feel like you should be walking. I was like, all right, cool. He picks me up and we grab some food. We end up going to like this little Spanish. We got some food, and like, you know, we were talking as he's driving, and he's like, we're just getting a little bit more acquainted with each other, right? So I thought. So, you know, he's like, I'm going to put you all up in my business. Like, I'm going to just tell you who I am and what I come with or whatever. So I'm like, okay, like, what's up? He's like, you know, I take care of my father. You know, my father has dementia. So the first thing, I'm like, oh, it's like, aw. He goes, Dad, you know, that shit is in my family. Everybody got it. My uncle, everybody gets it. My grandmother has it. I was like, oh, my God. First thing that goes in my mind, I'm like, oh, my God, baby, you're next. You're like 40-something. You're next. You are next, and I don't want no parts of that. So then he goes to say, not that I'm making fun of people that has that sickness. I just don't want to have to deal with that. It's a choice, right? So I'm like, in my mind, I'm like, oh my God, he's next. He's gonna get that shit. So then he goes, my father is like also schizo. I was like, oh, it's just a lot of mental issues going on in the family, and it's deep rooted. Like, I all got it. So, you know, he was like, yeah, like, we have a little problem with the apartment. So, you know, I have to, like, evict my father or something along the line. The story didn't make sense of how he was getting evicted, if that's his place and his father was still, I don't know. So I left that alone. I was like, you know, things are going to get better. You know, when that whole speech, like, you know, life is, the hard days don't last. There's always light at the end of the tunnel. That's just me. So he drops me home. I say thank you. The next morning, I'm getting ready for work too. He comes out of nowhere. He's like, So Mona Lisa, how many dates I have to take you on until you start letting me crash at your place? Excuse me? Why do you want to crash at my place? He was just like, oh, like, you see the situation that I'm in or whatever. I'm like, no, like, I don't want you in my house. So that already threw me off. And when, like, he saw that, my tone and everything changed. He was like, I'm just playing. I have plenty of places to go. No, you're not. No, you're not. You don't have many places to go. No, you don't. Like, why is it that somebody that you met under a week, you're asking them, like, when can you crash? That is so crazy to me. Anyway, I didn't bring it up. He left it alone. He dropped me to work the following day. Not to work, I'm sorry, to the train station. So I had just got my hair done. And my friend was excited to, like, see my hair. So she FaceTimed me. Mind you, I'm in the car with him. So I was going to tell my friend regardless, I was going to call her back. So as soon as I answered the phone, he's like, yo, who you talking to? Excuse me? We can stop this car right now and I could get in the Uber. Like, you're questioning me? Who am I on the phone with? And that's why my friend, I was like, I'm going to call you back. So I'm like, yo, what was that about? Like, I was like, I don't like stuff like that. Like, don't question me about who I'm on. This is my phone. I pay the bill. So I'm going to talk to anyone I want to. And regardless, when I got on the phone, I don't like being around people when they're on the phone and around people. I think that's rude, too. I was just going to call my friend and be like, hey, babe, I'm going to call you back. But he didn't even give me a chance to do that. So he dropped me to the train station and he, like, apologizes. And then he was like, you know, the problem with me is that I meet a woman on this day. I feel like we should be here by this day. Babe, you don't got to worry about me. I am out of here. I am out of here immediately. So I didn't speak to him for the rest of the day. He's cut off. I don't want to go anywhere with you. So today he just wrote me. He was just like, I miss talking to you. Can you give me a call when you get a chance? I wrote him back. I was like, I don't think that's a good idea. I'm a little busy right now. Have a good day. And that's it. Move in. Oh. Babe, are you a squatter? You're squatting? Like, oh my, like, I never, like, when I mean that was so bold, like, what's that, you would have been asking me for money? At your big ass 40-year-old age? No, like, that literally made me sick to my stomach. How many dates I have to take you on until you start letting me crash in your house? Absolutely not.
Well, yeah, the guy, I don't know, like, why would you say that? Like, use your brain. And also, if you have a car, sleep in your car. That's your home until you get on your feet. Like, really, I would never even think of saying that. I would have said something like that after I smash 5, 6, 7 times. Then, you know, and I'm over there every day. Like, my man never got the clue ever. That's the thing. A lot of men, I'll be honest, a lot of men have a clue and they're done of woman games, but this is a situation where he didn't have a clue. And the wild thing, she said his age, 40 years old. Like, how are you getting through life? That's probably why he still has nowhere to stay, right? I don't know. But she's right in this situation. I agree. She avoided a bad situation. This was not every guy is a good guy. He's a bad one. Let's get on to the next one. Next video.
Bombed and so severely gaslit that I have to come on TikTok and tell you guys my story because you guys, it's not safe out here. I'm gonna give you guys all the details, and once we get to the end, I'm not gonna give you my conclusion. I would like you to make your own conclusions and your own assumptions, and maybe we can chat about it. So about a month ago, I met a guy on Hinge. That was probably my first mistake. We went out, we went and got sushi, first date. The vibes were good. Like, he was chill. He was telling me about, you know, where he went to school, where he grew up. He's not originally from LA. So we're just, you know, doing the back and forth, getting to know each other. We split some sushi. We had a little bit of sake. Like, the vibes were good. I also want to preface that this man is a father. I have never seen someone who has a kid before, but I was super open to it. But this is an important part of the plot, so I need you to keep that in your back pocket. So we had our first date, vibes were good. I was like, we're definitely gonna go on a second date. He gave me a little smooch by my car. I was like, okay, good energy, good vibes. This was like in the beginning of the week. Fast forward to the weekend. I went to the Rose Bowl Flea and I had the most insane meet cute with another person. And I actually made a TikTok about it, so if you want to go watch that, please do. This is an important piece of the plot, so I also need you to put this in your back pocket. It was a crazy story. I ended up making an entire TikTok about it because it was just one of those things where it's like, this only happens once in a lifetime, feels like a movie plot. I need to share it with the people. So I did. So now going back to the original guy that the story is about, we went on a second date earlier in the week. We went and grabbed food and then we went to a lookout. Date number 2, he picks me up. We go and grab food and then we go to a lookout. It was a very chill date. We had an incredible time. We were giggling, laughing, super easy to be around each other. Felt like we had known each other for a really long time. He drops me off. The date is
Hold on.
great.
I gotta pause it really quickly. I don't know what a lookout is. All right, so from what I've seen, a lookout seems like a place you drive to and look over like the horizon. That's actually kind of cool. She is allowing guys to take her to a place where they can possibly move in and make some moves. Did she say she went out with 2 people? I don't know. I don't know if she brought 2 people to the lookout, but let's hear her talk more.
He texted me the next day, good morning, blah, blah, blah. He's like, I'm definitely simping over you. I was like, honestly, feelings mutual. Like, I feel like we have a great connection, but nothing crazy. Like, we're not talking crazy. It's not escalating. So a few days later, we go on another date, and this time we're going bar hopping. So when we get to the very first bar, one conversation led to the next, and he ended up telling me that he found my Instagram and my TikTok. And when he said he found my TikTok, I just knew by his facial expression that he had seen the TikTok about the guy I had met at the flea market after our first date. We had a whole conversation around it. He was like, you don't owe me anything. We had only gone on one date at this point. He was like, I'm a big boy. I can handle it.
Rejected.
It's not that deep. And I'm just reassuring him. I'm like, listen, that's so separate. That was just this one time. And again, like, you and I had just met, and he was on the same page. He was like, it's chill, no worries. On this date, we end up going to, I think, 3 bars. We're having a great time. The music's good. We're having drinks. The drinks are flowing. Keep in mind, the drinks are flowing. So by the time we get to the last bar, it was like more dive bar, sports bar situation. We're just sitting there. He's sitting in front of me. He's like, yeah, we're going to date. And I'm thinking to myself, listen, we've been drinking all night in my head. We've been drinking all night. I don't really take what men say seriously. So I kind of just was like, okay, got it. But noted that you said something like that. And I mentioned, hey, listen, I have never been seeing anyone who has a son, and I take that very seriously. And so I would want to make sure that we, take it slow because of that. And he said something along the lines of, well, whenever you're ready to meet him, I'm ready for you to meet him too. And I'm just thinking in my head, okay, we're drunk, but noted. You know what I'm saying? Like, noted. So from this point on, the man is texting me every day, every morning, like, good morning, sunshine. He calls me babe.
Oh, no. She's drinking with you and going to lookouts? I would have looked at that in the face. I would have looked her in the face. After we got drunk, I would say we're going to a lookout tonight. I'm feeling like real chill. Only thing, I'm a little bit twist, but I can drive though. I'm all right. But I went to the lookout. What are you, babe? What? She's drinking what? Looking like that, drinking what? Somebody learn these young bucks. What? Man, listen. That's drinking with you? Going bar hopping?
He came over to my house with flowers, which, again, really nice. But we were just, we were escalating. And in my head, I was like, okay, I don't feel like he's rushing or going to press a relationship. It just feels like we have such an instant connection that we're just going to let it flow. And it just feels really comfortable. But I just made sure to match his energy. Like, I'm never going to be the one starting to call someone pet names and all these things. I will just match energy. And for the most part, I never even really matched that part. He was really driving home with the baby. I can add some screenshots. I think this is maybe now our 4th or 5th date. He comes over. He's making us dinner. Unprovoked, in the kitchen. I'm sitting on the couch. He's making steaks. He goes, I deleted Hinge. I was like, what? Kind of caught off guard, but I'm like, okay, like, that's nice. And he's like, yeah, I just don't need it. And I'm having such a great time getting to know you. I was like, oh my gosh, sick. And he's like, it's okay if you didn't delete yours. And I wasn't sure if he was like poking at it. I was like, well, I haven't seen anyone or met up with anyone since we've met, but I haven't necessarily deleted it.
All right. Fell in love. She is bad, but oh man, my man, you had one. He moved too fast. That's on you, man.
Like, I'm not gonna lie. But keeping in mind, like, I want to take it
She's kind of
slow, but
chill.
I'm
She's
okay with
kind
how
of chill.
comfortable we feel with each other. So I was open to the progression that it was moving, if that makes sense.
She's so
He's
cool.
a music guy. So for our second date,
Look
to
at
ask
this
me on a
woman.
second date, he actually made me a playlist with a bunch of songs that he thought I would like, which is really, really nice. But I want you to, again, keep that noted up here. So at this point, we're having dates, we're having sleepovers, we're hanging out, like making breakfast in the morning. Everything is happening mostly at my house outside of the actual dates we go on. Mostly just
Did he
hangouts at my
smash?
house and like overnights at my place because he was in the middle of moving.
Did
So I
he
never
smash?
actually got to see how he lives, and that for me is super important in a relationship. Like, I want to see how somebody
Well, she didn't say
lives
that,
their
though.
life in their own environment, and I hadn't gotten there yet. So again, I'm just trying mentally taking it slow because there's a lot I don't necessarily know about him, and keeping in mind that he also has a kid, which again I take incredibly serious. He mentions things multiple times of, one, I can't wait to make you food at my new place. I would love for you to help me decorate. He was talking about upgrading his style, and I was like, oh, like, I can totally help you with that if you want. And so I made him a Pinterest board and was just kind of like diving into different outfits. He was sending me like outfits that he liked on Instagram, and he's like, good looks, baby, like blah blah blah. Like, we are progressing, but still it's not too much where I'm scared or anything like that. He's telling me he hasn't felt like this with someone in so long. He hasn't seriously dated anyone since he had.
I gotta stop it though. She keeps saying I keep going along with it. So he thinks you're biting what he's putting down. That's why he's moving like that. Because he's putting it down, which he shouldn't be putting that down. And he's doing it because she is pretty. So he's like, I got one. I got one.
His kid and all of his stuff, and again, just really affirming me, making semi-future plans. He was like, let's explore the west side together because we both live on like the east Los Angeles side. So I'm going to preface this next part by saying I'm a business owner. I own a health and fitness coaching business for women. I've been doing this for 4 years full time.
Yeah.
I'm always a part of different mentorships, and I actually had an in-person mastermind that I was going to in Austin, Texas this week. So this was this past week. So I told him about it, and I was like, listen, I'm going to be gone for an entire week. And he was like, oh, am I not going to see you? I was like, I can hang out Monday night because I knew he didn't have work Tuesday. So we ended up coming over Tuesday night. We had dinner. We had a little sleepover. In the morning, we walked and got coffee, made him breakfast. Like, was just
Did he
really
smash
good vibes overall. Very like lovey-dovey, all over each other. You get the vibes. Like, I don't need to explain it. I showed him a song that I really, really liked while I was in the kitchen cooking. I was like, I love songs like this. He was like, I got you. I'm gonna make you an airport playlist with songs that are just like this that I think you'll like. So I think a part of his love language is definitely making playlists, but like, he literally made me a playlist called Airport Baby.
I gotta know. I may have to message her and say, did you let him smash? Because I'm confused right now. I'm confused. Like, he slept over, then he slept over again, and then he slept over again. He's not attempting to smash. I feel like she's leaving a lot of things out. I'm sorry.
Me to listen to when I went to the airport. And then he goes, do you want me to pick you up from the airport when you come home? I'm like thinking in my head, picking someone up from LAX is no easy task. You do that for people that you care about. I was like, you really don't have to do that. He was like, no, I don't mind. Like, I'll pick you up. Like, as long as I don't have my kid, which I don't think I'll have him, like, I'm good to pick you up and we can head back to my new apartment, or I can drop you up at home. Since you've been traveling, you'll probably want to sleep at home. I was like, that's so nice. Like, sure. Like, that's great. So you would think, given all of the information that you now have up until this point, that this person likes me. Like, we would give it that, right? So I leave to go to the airport on Wednesday. I text him, hey, like, boarding my flight, whatever. He was like, safe travels, yada, yada. I do not hear from this man for 2 days. I'm thinking about it realistically. Okay, he probably has a lot going on with the move. I'm going to text him first. No big deal. I text him first, and he says the move is going well, blah, blah, blah. He's like, how's it going for you? I was like, oh my gosh, I'm having so much fun at the mastermind weekend. So glad that I came. His first response after that isn't, oh, what are you learning? Like, what are you so excited about? No, it was, who is that specimen of a man teaching your class? Because I had posted an Instagram story of my mentor. And first red flag was dinging in my head, and I was like, that used to be my fitness coach. He's now my business mentor. He transitioned to that. He was like, ain't no one girl safe around that man. No wonder he quit personal training. And as soon as he's saying all this, I'm like, red flags, red flag. Then we don't communicate for 2 more days. He texts me, hey, can't pick you up from the airport. I'm actually going to have my kid. I was like, it's fine, no problem. So now it's Tuesday. I'm back in LA. I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to text him. We're going to get this figured out. I was like, hey, communication has been pretty off since you left. Like, what's good? Are you okay? Just holding some space, because honestly, he could be going through something I might not know. I don't really know him that well, to be honest, you know? He was like, yeah, everything's okay. I was just messing around with my last messages. I was like, okay, whatever. He sends me another text, and he's like, with the way this is going, this is definitely moving in a relationship, and I really want to focus on my business right now, and I've been giving up time to hang out with you in order to do that. And it's not you at all, but I really just need to pour into my business right now. And to me, I'm like, listen, I'm a business owner. If that's really what you want to do, that's totally fine. And I was super nice about it, and then I let him know too. I was like, hey, the way that you were showing up is very left field from this. Just future heads up, I probably wouldn't show up this way if you're not ready for a relationship. I gave him examples of how he said he was going to date me and all these other things. And then he goes, actually, I don't want to hear it from you. Some advice for you. I wouldn't go on a date with one guy and then meet another guy and make a TikTok about how amazing that other guy is. And
you can't make this up.
And then he said, well, when I said I wanted to date you, I was really up. And I said I deleted Hinge because I don't need it. And making playlists for people isn't love bombing. So we went from you're great and I just need to pour into my business to absolutely gaslighting and dragging me. And honestly, for me, I'm reading all the things he's saying and I'm like, oh, I see exactly what's going on here. And now I can see that I've dodged a bullet. Just a reminder to not believe everything that men say. Let them show you, and date secure men.
See? Woo! She messed up. It's her fault. She doesn't see what she did wrong. Let me tell you what happened. I can tell what happened. He talked to his boys. He talked to one of his boys. Look how I'm reacting. He talked to a guy like me, and it's not rep pill, nothing like that. Because there's no rep pill here. It's being a man, right? And he was laying it down too hard, but not only that, she's showing red flags. Every woman has these red flags and they don't see it. You got a TikTok talking about guys you dating? Huh? Shraggy? What? That was wrong. He should have said it was wrong right then and there. It said, why are you talking about guys? I would have addressed it, and probably stop talking to you. Seriously. He realized he dodged the bullet. Actually, that was smart. That was smart because he was about to get down with a bust down. Am I talking to somebody? Right? He saw it. He saw, because think about it, right? Oh yeah, you're around that guy. You probably desire that guy. You're going out with guys for drinks. You're very chill. You are very chill. He's thinking about what he did with you from just meeting you. He's thinking about all the times he could have smashed, or he probably did smash. She's not letting us know that for a reason. She's probably a bust down. The pretty girls, a lot of times, be bust downs. How do I know? I would have threw a shot at her and probably knocked her clean out. Psh, man. Exposed.
Story time involves 2 lessons. Okay, so we'll start off with the story time. So, first part of it, I have 2 things. Never bring someone back from the dead. What do I mean? Let me show you. Okay, so I have a list of contacts, and after we haven't talked for like a month, or they ghosted me, or they were or an to make sure that I do not text them anymore, I give them the graveyard.
I wonder why they left.
And this is what it looked like. So a few nights ago, I decided to bring back one of the guys from the graveyard because I saw him on a show I was watching, and I will not name the show. Don't even try to look. You will never find it. Anyways, we're texting Kiki La La. I was like, oh my God, I just realized, I think we might have just mutually ghosted each other, just got too busy, and we couldn't talk anymore. So we started chatting up. And then he's like, do you want to go to brunch at 11 a.m. on Saturday, which is today? So I go to bed bright and early because I'm excited and I want to see this guy, get to know him, and like whatever happens, happens. Whatever, no agenda. I don't give a shit. And so I wake up, I set an alarm for 9 a.m. and I start getting ready. And it's 9:30. And in my head, I'm like, okay, he's not checking up. So I text him once and I go, so it's 10 a.m. I stopped getting ready. I FaceTime my friend. And I'm like, this man, da-da-da, he didn't do this, he did this. He's like, okay, well then go by yourself or just do something that you want to do. And then, like, he looks at me and he was like, you got so many wrinkles on your forehead. I said, oh, damn, you're right. I ain't had Botox in like 4 months. So I called my injector, I set up a Botox appointment, and I spent $1,000 today getting Botox and eating out at my own brunch with my best friend. Okay, so rule number 1, the lesson that we've learned today is never disturb the dead. Please don't. Keep them in the graveyard. And lesson number 2, if a man or a woman ghosts you or doesn't answer or doesn't prioritize your time, go get Botox. Go do that self-care day. Go get a facial, a massage, a lymphatic drainage. Go get a chemical peel. Go get a tattoo. Because that's how I got this hand tattoo, was because a guy annoyed me and I was like, and I went and got this was $600 hand tattoo. So yeah, so they don't text you back. Just off. Do whatever you want.
Oh man, lost. Those past 2 stories took a lot from my brain cells. Like, you girls are lost. And look what happened. Both of you. It shows you gotta realize your looks aren't good enough. Men see right through y'all. Thank y'all for watching. Peace out. See you next video.